Hey, it's Fungo once again, and this video will show you BS and spoiler-free where the keys to unlock the Crown Trilogy content are, and where to find and how to respawn to the new NPC for the new boss fight and ending. I know most of you have already looked this up on Wikipedia, and this video is a little late, but it's better late than never. That's what I always say. I don't recommend playing the new content in Scholar of the First Sin until you've gotten through the main game, as the new content was created to supplement the main game, therefore it's harder. I think they made that fairly obvious by putting the keys in a bunch of really secret and tricky places that require major progress and thinking. I recommend playing the DLC in the order the game organizes it via the bonfires due to difficulty. First Sunken King, second Old Iron King, third Ivory King. While they changed up everything in the entire game, the DLC remains the exact same way. The Dragon Talon is the key for the first DLC pack called the Crown of the Sunken King and can be found down the pit in Majula, but it's protected by a locked door. What you need is the Forgotten Key. If you don't have this key, follow these steps. You need to have played to the Poison Hell level known as the Black Gulch. Now if you were fortunate enough to have a fragrant branch of yore to use on the statue located here and access the Hidden Chamber bonfire, then this will require a little less legwork to get to. Otherwise, from the Black Gulch Mouth bonfire, you'll have to fight or run your way all the way through all the monsters and kill or ignore the invader that pops up here. Carefully, I said carefully, drop down to a hidden ledge below near the Hidden Chamber bonfire. Then drop again. Be prepared as you'll have two very difficult giants to fight, as the only way to get the Forgotten Key is by killing them both. I like to do it the cheese way and hide in the cove with the chest directly across from the opening and hit them with magic or arrows and come out for physical attacks when the AI forgets about you. You'll also get a soul of a giant. Just don't use it for reasons I'll explain later. When defeated, go back to Majula, pay 12,500 souls for Gilligan to lower his ladder for easier access. You can also use the cat ring purchased from Sweet Shalaquar, but it's more expensive and makes the whole trip much more difficult. Just climb down the ladder and climb up the next one and open the door. The Dragon Talon is on a corpse to the left of the door. And to find the Sunken King area? Well, I must refer you to a well-made video I already did months ago. It will also show you where all the important items are. I'm not just plugging myself. Click the annotation and the links are in the description. It's a good video. The Heavy Iron Key is the key for the second DLC pack called the Crown of the Old Iron King and can be found in the Fire Salamander Pit in the Forest of Fallen Giants. Access to that area also requires a key called the Iron Key. If you don't have that key, it can be found in the Iron Keep after pulling the lever at the Eagle's Idol bonfire here. Then going to the Threshold Bridge bonfire and into the building. The key will be located here, under the horse statue that used to breathe fire. When you have that key, put on your fire defenses and head to the Cardinal Tower bonfire in the Forest of Fallen Giants. Go down the ladder, go through the door, assuming you unlock this shortcut, go down the elevator, kill the enemy, and open the door to be greeted to blasts of fire and hell. You can simply run around these creatures as they do have very high defenses and will take a while to fight, and run straight across to the corpse holding the Heavy Iron Key, right? Here. There is also an alternative by equipping fall damage reducers like the cat ring and dropping down, but it will be chaos, and you will probably put your life on the line, and if you don't want to do that, use the key method instead. To find out how to access the Old Iron King area, I must again refer you to a good video I made months back. It will also show you where all the important items are with no BS, and you will very much enjoy it. Click the annotation and links are below. The Frozen Flower is the key for the third DLC pack called the Crown of the Ivory King, and is the easiest of the keys to find as it is found through natural progression. It is just past Stronglake Castle's first bonfire called King's Gate. Go right, defeat the two stone statues to open the door, and the key can be found on this corpse. Funny they give you the hardest of the DLC's keys so easily, just so you can prove it to yourself that you're just not ready. The area in which you can use the Frozen Flower is in the Winter Shrine area. I also have a video on that I made months ago. Click the annotation or the links below to see a full item progression and walkthrough. The Scholar of the First Sin is the fourth free DLC, well, in the old versions of the game anyway, that adds a mysterious new character that pops up at 3 hard-to-miss bonfires. The first time he shows up is after defeating the Duke's Deerfriha spider in the room that used to contain the short fight with Vengarl's headless body. Vengarl has been moved to another location in the game in which I won't spoil. When you try to light the primal bonfire, Aldia, that's his name, will arise to speak to you. The second encounter is just after the Shrine of Amana, at the Undead Crypt entrance bonfire here. This bonfire here has been repositioned just for this event. Answer yes to all his questions if you want him to appear yet again. The third bonfire is just after crossing the giant bridge in Dragon Eyrie, the Dragon Shrine entrance bonfire. He will be much smaller this time in scale and will ask you more questions. Answer yes to both his questions and he will appear as the final boss if you put an end to King Vendrick. King Vendrick is hard, so don't bother fighting him unless you have at least 4 souls of giants, but it's preferred you fight him with 5. The first one you should have already gotten when attempting to get the Forgotten Key from the 2 giants under Black Gulch. The second one is obtained after defeating the very difficult ancient dragon at the end of the Dragon Shrine, and 3 of which are found in giant memories in the Forest of Fallen Giants. There were new items added to the Scholar of the First Sin that I didn't already mention in previous videos. One is the Agape ring, which From Software thought was the answer to the soul memory problem, which basically eats all your souls and only serves as a band-aid to the actual problem. I doubt casual players will use it. There's also the Forlorn items that can be purchased through Strayed. Forlorn is a new invader tied to the lore. You obtain 1 of 6 of his armor or weapons for every time Forlorn invades you and you defeat him. There are specific places he will invade you, but it is completely random when. In my research, there are no requirements to get him to invade, but there does seem to be a gap of time you must wait in-game before he will invade you again. The items Forlorn drops are in this order: the hood, gauntlets, leggings, armor, greatsword, and lastly, scythe. Also, the pre-order DLC is included in the game for sale from Ghostly Welliger. Well, that just about wraps up everything new with Scholar of the First Sin, besides all the major changes, which I may get into in a later video. Please subscribe and do what you can to support my channel. Thank you very much and hope you see more videos soon.